The path of a contest freerider isn't smooth. The sport is not without its risks. And ultimately your success or failure depends on a group of guys who decide what your run is worth. The judges. When things are good, they're your best friends, but when things don't go well, every rider starts to question the judging. The question is, do you adapt to what the judges are looking for, or do you stick to your guns and ride your way? Both can have their consequences.
Sur ma première année sur le Freeride World Tour.
For my first year on the Freeride World Tour, I had just won the Free Skiing World Tour. There were still two separate tours. Now these two are combined. That year I came in as the winner of the other tour. Everybody was kind of staring at everyone else, and it's true that on my first contest, on the first one when I came out of the gate in bib number 1, the first to go, all the eyes were on me. So I didn't think about the judgment at all. I was mostly just trying to find my place on that tour because I was on everyone's radar. And then the second contest I won. Then again I was riding without thinking about the judging, just focusing on my skiing. And then things started to shift. At the end of the season I came to Verbier with a good overall ranking. I was in contention for a second world title. I see that now, although I didn't really at the time. I went for a line that I didn't want to do. I went for the line because I knew others had done it and had got good points for it. So I went for it thinking I might get some points. But that doesn't work in my head. I wasn't feeling good at all. I put a lot of pressure on myself and went for something without wanting it really. It just doesn't work. After the first year on the Freeride World Tour, I came back a bit bitter because I knew that I could have done much better and that I'd come pretty close. Above all, I didn't have the taste for skiing anymore due to certain events in my circle of family and friends. I lost a lot of people close to me and that was difficult to handle.
Dans la famille, dans des amis, j'ai eu beaucoup de décès en fait ces deux années-là où c'était très difficile pour moi.
So I changed my game plan a little. I tried to find other ways to do well, and I tried to find within the judging criteria a way to adapt my riding style and still get good results, but it didn't work at all. I had 2 years that sucked. Really, even my friends were like, "What's happening to you? You can't ski anymore." That was tough, really tough to hear, really tough to live, thinking I was on top and now I'm at the bottom. It's not right.
J'étais au top et d'un seul coup je suis tout en bas, c'est pas normal.
It was difficult to live through that. Then last year, on December the 26th, my best friend died and the contests were about to start. I had to go in completely. I hesitated. I even thought that I wouldn't go. I didn't want to. What are you going to do? You're going to spend your whole life like that, being sad and not wanting to ski? Or are you going to try and turn this around? In the end, I thought of him. I thought that he wouldn't like this at all, and that I was going to try and turn this around and make it a strength.
Et puis ça n'a pas trop mal marché parce que.
And well, it worked out pretty well since last year. The first contest I came third, and from then on I tried to come out of the gate with a good feeling and the desire to enjoy myself, to have fun. Fun for me, fun for my friends and family who might be watching. So if my friends and family are happy for me, the judges will be happy too.
Plaisir à mes potes ou à mes proches qui peuvent regarder. Et donc si mes potes et mes proches sont contents de moi, les juges en seront contents. De toute façon, ça se voit vraiment quand on skie.
Anyway, you can tell when you ride, you can tell in someone's style when they're having fun, when they're skiing from the heart. You jump, you laugh, you hear the other guy laugh when you're skiing. It works all the time. You watch someone and you know he's not happy to be there, when he's not riding with his heart, not really going for it, and it doesn't work. It's the only thing you should think about when you ski, to have fun. Fun is the ultimate word. Have fun.
Under morning light with a fresh wind whipping across the ridge, the female skiers hiked and climbed their way to the start gate on the summit of the Pillerseetal. Matilda Rappaport of Sweden skied a solid line that showed off her technical skiing skills to take 4th place. Rappaport's 4th place adds to her 2nd in Chamonix, taking her to the top of the overall rankings. She may not have taken a 1st place yet, but she's definitely one to watch if she continues with this consistency in her 1st season on the tour.
I think I missed my line. I wasn't where I was supposed to in the middle of the run. But what I'm proud about is that I solved it and I found something to jump. So yeah, I'm happy.
Lorraine Huber of Austria continued her positive approach to the season, putting in another great run in Kappel. Riding fast down the face, Huber linked together a number of features, dropping them cleanly and fluidly to take home 3rd place with 75.75 points. It's the 2nd time she's taken a 3rd place this season, and this consistency means she ends the contest in 2nd place overall in the rankings. Another newcomer this year, Francesca Pavillard-Kane of the United States, puts down a great little run, dropping the rocks at the start and then putting in big, fast powder turns down the face. She dropped into a well-trafficked feature but went way bigger than all the other skiers, sending it out far and landing solidly. Showing just how close it is at this level of skiing, she beat Huber by only half a point to take 2nd place. After a disappointing 7th place in Chamonix, the defending women's ski champion Nadine Varner stepped up and put in an impressive run to take home 1st place. Right out of the gate, Varner was skiing with confidence, making 1st turns and then putting in a huge blind air on the top cliffs. She continued her rhythm, skiing fluidly and seeming to find her line with ease before dropping the lower cliff band. Her run was head and shoulders above the competition, and all the judges awarded her a high score of 87.25. Varner ends up sitting in 3rd overall with this result, but she seems to be starting to hit her form now, and when she does that, she'll be very hard act to follow.
When I stood at the summit, I could see my home mountain, the Arlberg, and then I just got down and everything worked out well. It was an awesome day, an awesome line, and I skied exactly as I wanted to, and I stomped everything exactly as I wanted to stomp it. That was the best thing about this day.
Und das war für mich das Geilste vom Tag.
The ski men category has been turned on its head so far this season, with a series of wins and podiums for the rookies, while the more experienced riders have struggled to place. French rider like Colin Patton from La Clusaz is the hot rookie, causing so much upset. With 2 wins out of 2 so far this season, Colin Patton has been blowing away the competition with displays of skiing way beyond his years. A sight, Colin Patton dropped in fast, popping off features on his way. Heading to the upper cliffs, he threw caution to the wind, spinning a badly formed 720 and clipping his ski tips, causing him to crash and end up last.
Yeah, of course it's different than on the 2 previous stops. I won the opening 2 contests and I ate it big time here. But there you go, that's the competition game, and I think that you actually learn more from a defeat than you do from a victory.
After propping up the middle of the rankings, 2012 world champion Rennie Barker had finally got his season going with this 5th place run in Kappel. A rider more suited to big mountain lines, Barker had nonetheless found something to his taste, and he went high speed from the top, sending a blind cliff, which he doubled into another feature. Barker should never be underestimated, and there's bound to be more surprises to come from him this season. Frenchman Richard Amaker, back from a season out due to injury, was clearly back in form here in Capel. He took an original line at the top, dropping a big cliff. Then, with fast powder turns, he gunned it blind into the next cliff band, tucking up to clear his landing. Heading to the bottom, Amaker hit one last massive cliff. A final score of 79.75 and a third place for Amaker, sending him up to 6th in the overall rankings.
After a long injury, coming back on top makes me feel, well, yeah, it's a really good day.
Une bonne journée.
After not making any podiums in 2013, Nicolas Salançon of Argentina was back with a vengeance. He took the same drop at the top as Amaker, but then heading down to the next cliff band, he stepped it up, throwing a 360 despite the difficulties in spotting the landing. Salançon continued with speed, dropping another big rock at the end of his run. He beat Amaker by a single point, and his well-deserved second place put him in 3rd overall. But it was to be Sam Smoothie's day in Capel. The hard-charging Kiwi had an epic season in 2012, winning events in Chamonix and Rodal with huge airs and gutsy lines. But after a difficult 2013, Smoothie was keen to remind everyone that he has still got plenty of game. Straight out of the gate, Smoothie hit a neat double cliff drop, then screamed down to the next cliff band before carefully picking out a fast, well-executed triple drop. Confident of his line now, Smoothie powered into a big turn and launched into yet another double drop, which he finished flawlessly. Smoothie was back, winning first place with 86.5 points and propelling him into second place overall.
Just taking a more relaxed approach this year, and it definitely paid off again, and I'm over the moon. Yeah, I think in the past I've got too serious about it and just beat myself up, and now I just realize if I just let my skiing do what it does, don't overthink it, it can be good enough to win, and just got to try and shut off this annoying little head of mine and let it run.
We saw great riding from the girls and the men's. We also saw a lot of crash because of the snow condition. A lot of people was punching through that cross and having some difficulty with landings. For the girls' side, Nadine definitely stepped it up. She went over this blind air, which for girl you don't see that very often, where girls just rolls right through and no hesitation. So that was very impressive. She definitely deserved the first place, big time.
The standard competition was pretty high, although it's a new venue, so a lot of surprises because I think a lot of things are blind on this venue. Standouts today, in the snowboard men, Sammy Lupke. He had a great run, he charged the top, went real fast, and then came in and did a couple doubles, a double to another set of doubles out the bottom. Really flowed him really well.
Well, the tour now heads stateside to Snowbird, Utah, where the riders will be getting ready to take on the pressure of the 4th stage of the Freeride World Tour. We'll bring you all the action on this show soon.